Welcome everybody to a special edition of Canuckleheads, special Friday edition. We have a legend of the video game industry,
Mr. Hope, the legend. Oh no,
Mr. Tommy Tallarico with us today.
Oh, that's me. Oh,
that's you.
Oh, well, it's very kind of you. I appreciate that.
Isn't it? It's amazing.
Now, is it Mr. Hope or is it Mr. Hoppy or is it Mr. Hoppy?
To let you know, it's always a little bit of hope, but however it's pronounced hop, it's slightly German with a touch of English accent behind it. That's correct, sir. And thank you very much for the clarification. Hop. That's right.
And we got Crumb in the house.
That's
Absolutely.
Right, yo.
Yes.
That was an amazing intro. Crumb.
Yeah.
Where did that come from?
That one, let me get the actual name because I put it in the description. It's from it's a royalty-free little piece. I want to blast them out and shout them out because it was a great little project, and I love that music.
Awesome.
I love that music.
Awesome.
I wanted to make something special for Tommy.
Woo!
Because this is a great occasion here.
Yes.
Let me just pull that up really quickly.
I feel very special.
I was going to say everyone's honored who comes upon our broadcast. So, Tommy, you're among good company. We got Doug here that used to be that was part of our show.
Well, hello to all the friends in the chat. I see my buddy Slappy Marsden, who's the greatest comedy Photoshop person ever. He makes all sorts of great amazing Photoshop. It's just incredible what he does with Intellivision. And Alex Snell, a fellow Canadian in the house.
I think we know him. He lives a couple doors down from us. I'm being told facetious with that, by the way.
Are you guys in Alberta-age?
Oh no, we're in Ontario. But the thing is, Alberta and Ontario is fairly close together. It's like only a block away from each other.
Yeah, we had a joke because we had a few Americans up for Kitchener Comic-Con, and we told them that the sushi place was just a couple blocks down the street, and it was a little bit further than that. And we were joking. It's like, well, it's the Canadian conversion, right? It's
right. Well, hopefully it wasn't in the winter because that would really suck. But Walter Sylvie in the house, Lance Jennings, what's up? All right, all my
everybody. Niobe Comics, another fellow Canadian.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, we know those guys.
We do.
Yeah.
And so I just want to give a shout out to Visager Music. That was who made the music here today from an Unmade World 2 MidBoss fight. So there you go. Cool. We're at the MidBoss fight right now.
That's excellent.
Oh,
That's excellent. So we're broadcasting out of our regular broadcasting time, coming to you live from your favorite media device on this wonderful Friday evening.
Absolute special show today. We have, again, legend of the industry, Tommy Tallarico, joining us today. Thank you so much for making the time to come in on our little show here. That's
no worries. I'm happy to talk with fellow Canadians, and of course I'm a dual citizen. I was born in the U.S., but my mom was born in Canada, so I have dual citizenship. So if the ship goes down on the, I can always. I can always either go north, or if the ship goes down in Canada, I can stay south. So, it's always good to have options,
This is true, especially in today's wonderful pandemic times, if you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. The zombie apocalypse, it's upon us.
Okay. That's so awesome.
Right?
I mean, we've been waiting for it. We've been planning for this day, the zombies, but there's no zombies.
Yeah, it's so disappointing. We're hoping this will change.
You never know. It's still 2020. It's not the end of the year yet. We got murder hornets. We got the locust coming in. In California. We got riots, fires. What's your poison? We got it all.
We just found like a dozen mummies from like 2,500 years ago or something like that too.
What? Wait a second. Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
In Canada?
Not in Canada, no.
That's good. I'm gonna go in Canada, in our backyard.
It
is 2020, isn't it?
Did you watch that thing? I don't know if it's on Discovery Channel or something, or Nat Geo. But did you see that whole where they uncovered all those alien mummies down in Peru?
Wow, that's not. I have not seen that.
Yeah, they're called the Nazca. I'm going to pronounce it wrong, but it's like Nazakakta or something, or maybe somebody in the chat knows.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's crazy. I was like watching this documentary. It's like a 4-part documentary, and I mean, they could be faked, but damn, I mean, they go through it all. And after you watch it, it's one of those things. It's like, oh my God, this got to be real. But, I mean, how they produce these things so well. It's like, you watch one Michael Jackson thing and you're like, oh my God, he's a child molester. And then you watch another one. And I'm like, oh my God, they're totally setting him up. So it's like, you never know.
Exactly. Well, I know one thing that did happen. Japan made a Gundam.
That's true.
Yes.
An actual full
that is true.
Gundam.
That's right. We did this thing on Electric Playground once where we had these major, like we did it in CG, but they came down. We were talking about the Gundam game, I think, and we had them crashing through buildings and everything. It was pretty fun. Hey, there's Brian's Man Cave, yet another Canadian. We're all in here tonight. Jeez.
Yes.
What do we got here?
How is my friend Mr. Tallarico doing today?
Great. Yeah, we're just, of course, it's the end of the week here for us. We had an incredible week at Intellivision. 3 new people started this week, and we have 4 new people starting next week.
That's incredible.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah, let me see what else. What other exciting things that I can talk about? I mean, we got like the final build in for Missile Command. Which is exciting.
I've never heard of that game before, ever. Oh my gosh. Does it come with a trackball? Please tell me it comes with the trackball.
No, that's the cool thing about Amico is that, when you have the controller, you can actually just use your thumb and it goes wherever.
So awesome.
Yeah, it goes wherever you want it to go, so it's really cool. And then the button, or which is normally like the disc. Yeah, but this actually acts like a button. So this is like a directional button. So if you want to shoot from the left or the right or up, and then if you want to shoot down, it just takes the closest one and it fires it out. Yeah, super cool. So let me see. We got
that is awesome, man. Like severely. Like when Crum and I started talking about your project on the show, I was absolutely beside myself, going, "What? They're relaunching it? You got to be kidding me! This is great!" It's like push over the Xbox, get rid of the PlayStation. It's like, yes, put this thing front and center.
Right, crazy, right? What else we got? We got a brand new build of Evil Knievel.
Very cool.
A really nice build of biplanes. We changed the art a little bit. Shark is almost like it's 95% finished. Blank Slate, one of the big games. It's a board game. Really, it was an award-winning board game. This company called The Op does it. They do another game called Telestrations. They do many games, but Telestration and Blank Slate are their 2 biggest ones. And so we're finalizing Blank Slate is almost done. And I was just this morning, I was writing part of the script for Astro Smash.
Oh, sweet.
Because we have, once you finish or what you think is the end of the game, we have like a little story, not much. I mean, one of the problems I have with modern games, it's like 40 minutes of story, 5 minutes of gameplay, 20 more minutes of cinematic. But we kind of harken back to the old days where, we put up like 3 or 4 lines, right? But all of the stuff I'm writing for the games, because I'm designing a lot of the games, I really try to do really inspirational stuff, like I'll use quotes out from history about victory or courage or a positive mental attitude. And we kind of
love that.
Sprinkle that all in. But there's a big twist though. There's a big twist in Astro. These are all exclusives, by the way. I like to give exclusives to every person I talk to. So this is a Canucklehead exclusive.
Amazing.
But yeah, so at the end, when you get in campaign mode, when you go all the way to the end of the last level and the last boss in Astro Smash, a big victory screen will come up. It'll give you some nice words, and then something happens that is unexpected, and I don't want to give away the thing. But there's story that we're putting in all these games. Same with Moon Patrol. So that's what I was doing at I woke up at 3:00 this morning. and I was working on that script for Astro Smash.
Oh, that is exciting. So for people out there that may not know, this is a side project for you, right? Tommy?
One of the many side projects. Actually, VideoGames Live is now the side project because this is taking up 80 hours a week.
That's so crazy.
Of my time. But yeah, Intellivision is a brand new video game console coming out called Amico. And Amico is the Italian word for friend. And the whole idea and concept behind the console is that, I wanted to bring families back together, no matter what your skill level, families and friends, just to play simple, affordable family games. There's no violence, there's no bad language, there's no sexual content. All the games are $9.99 or less, and there's no in-app purchases, microtransactions, loot box, no in-app ads and all that.
Love it.
Every single game is highly curated by us, so we're not going to allow shovelware or even mediocre stuff on there. And like I said, all the games are $9.99 or less, but everything has multiplayer in it as well. So yes, they're single player, but every single game has couch co-op, either a cooperative mode where you're playing, together, or a versus mode, or both. Like in Astro Smash, you can play it against each other, up to 4 players against each other in like time modes or point modes, or you can play cooperatively in the campaign mode. At any time, people can just pick up a controller and join in. So I could be playing single player, get to level 20. A friend could come over, pick up the controller, jump in, and then join in with me.
That's amazing.
And then a third player can come in 10 levels later and join in. And so, now what happens, the way we've done it is when more people jump in, more stuff starts to happen on screen. So it it certainly doesn't get easier.
Yeah.
So,
and what's the maximum ports that people that could actually play?
You can play up to 8 players on some of the games, mostly like the party games and the card games and things like that. And but most of the games are like 4 player, I would say, the majority, but of like the action games and things like that, just because it's hard to have a lot of
course,
a lot of players on screen. Like Missile Command, you can play 8 players. So 8 different reticles.
Oh my gosh.
On screen. Yeah, it's crazy. But the other great thing is, so you have you have the controller, but you say, well, Tommy, geez, I'm gonna have to buy 6 more controllers for 8 of my
Tommy.
friends. No, that's
not 6 more controllers for my
that's
friends.
That's not
Tommy.
how we roll. Remember, simple, affordable family entertainment. That spells safe, by the way, because it's a safe console. No, you just take an app.
Look at that. That's so cool.
You download our free app. That's all you do. You download the free app, and then you can play. Now, the free app doesn't, and it's called the Amico Club. In fact, you could download it right now on iOS and Android. Go on, download Amico Club, and eventually the controller is going to be in there. That's my special version that has the controller. Eventually the controller, but right now you can download it, and we give an entire free level, a first level of Moon Patrol. Now it's cool. You have to use the crappy mobile control, like the screen for controllers. It's going to be a lot better, playing it on this and on a big screen.
Physical content, always important.
But check it out, though. Check out Moon Patrol. And we're going to be announcing a competition with Moon Patrol coming up pretty soon. We just did an update. Yesterday, in fact, to include a high score competition that we're going to be announcing soon. So.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's really awesome.
Walter asked, will the Bomberman game support 8 players? The name of the game is called Dino Blasters. And gosh, Walter, you know what? Now I'm going to have to check the game design doc, because I know it's 4, but I'm questioning myself, because we've been going back and forth with some of this stuff, because you don't want to kill the frame rate or the screen size. But
yeah,
let me see if I can hook up Walter with his. Where's the? Oh, there it is. Is this the? Yeah, I'm looking at the game design doc now. I can't remember where we landed on it. You know what? It says 8 in here, but I don't know. We're going back and forth still. We're still working on that. So don't quote me on that, but definitely 4. But I know, right? So Bomberman supported 10 on a 4x3 TV. So I don't think we'll have any problem with 8 on a widescreen 16:9. But
what do we have here?
Lance Jennings saying Moon Patrol demo is epic.
Cool. Yes, it really is. It's really fun. I mean, it just gives you a small little taste and flavor of what of the type of challenging, simple yet challenging fun that it's going to be. And again, on Moon Patrol, we have a versus mode and a cooperative mode as well. So yeah, it's
I'm so excited.
Pretty fun.
So like, I have to ask, because like there's like a lot of hype with the new systems coming out, and I don't think that anybody was really expecting a new contender to come into the ring here. And with the price points of the newer systems being like $600-700, and you're coming in at a lower price point to be more affordable.
Yeah,
like that's incredible. So do you have you set on a price on what it's going to be?
We do, yeah. And to be clear too, like we don't even really consider ourselves competition with Xbox, PlayStation, and even Nintendo, and certainly not PC, because it's really a completely different market and a different target audience that we've, kind of created this for. I'll give you an example. If you add up all of the PlayStations, Xboxes, Nintendos, and include hardcore PC gamers, that's 200 million people in the world. That's a huge, significant number, right?
Yes, it's huge.
But for mobile, there's 3 billion. Let me say that again: 3 billion people that play mobile games. And you know what the average spend is on a mobile? Because everyone's like, "Oh yeah, but it's free, and no one pays for it and stuff." The average, just in the US alone, is $92 average person that spends on games on their phone. And so our proposition, look, I don't want to try to compete with Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, and now Google, if you include the Stadia.
Yeah, the thing is, can we include Google in that? I heard their actual new PlayStation, in quotations, isn't doing extremely well. I heard
the Stadia is stumbling a little bit.
Stumbling a little bit, and I think they're going to have their hands full too when the new Xbox cloud system hits. I mean, everybody's already saying so. Whoops, that was $1 billion fumble. But so we don't have the infrastructure and the money and the bank account and the and all that stuff that those guys do. But we're not going for that audience. We're not going for the 200 million. Now, do I think that that some of those 200 million hardcore gamers, because you folks might consider yourselves in that group. I know I do.
Oh, goodness gracious. I think we do.
Right. So, do I think we'll grab a portion of those people? Yeah, absolutely. It's not going to be like their first console, but think of us more like maybe like the Wii was 15 years ago. Like my mom bought a Wii, so we're going for families. We're going for people who normally don't buy and play video game consoles, that don't consider themselves hardcore gamers. And so that's really, that's our proposition. That was the huge gaping hole I saw in the industry, is that there's either this, which is like totally free, tons of shovelware. Do you know there was 2 million games that came out, mobile games, not apps, mobile games that came out last year across iOS and Android. That's 40,000 new games a week.
That's
right?
Crazy.
It's insane.
Yes.
And so, there's like this, and then there's everybody else, and there's, such a wide gap. So we want to kind of be, somewhere in the middle there where, the games are a lot better than this, but they're not $60, $70, $10 million budget games that are, because we did a lot of market research and we've read a lot of research and data papers that's done. And what you'll find is you say to yourself, now, hold on, for example, there's 55 million Switches in the world right now, about 55, 60 million. That means, again, let's do the math.
All right.
Out of all the people who play video games in the world, only 2% of them are playing on a Nintendo Switch. As big as and awesome as the Switch is, and then if you add up all the hardware consoles, that's less than 7%. 7% of people are playing video games on a console. Yeah. And then we say to yourselves, okay, those 3 billion people, why aren't they playing on a console? Let's understand the reasons why so many people, and it's the same thing in every report. It's too complicated. The games and the controllers for again, these are for average non-gamers or hyper casual gamers. The controllers are too complicated. It's too expensive. And a lot of them, would don't like the violence and they perceive games as being too hardcore, too violent, and the learning curve is way too hard to get in, and the games are way, way too long. So it's like, oh, I want to sit down and play Red Dead. It's like, oh, now I have to dedicate 5 hours a day for the next month, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
And those hyper casual. So I literally looked at that and I go, my gosh, all of the things that I want to create and put into our machine are all of the problems, right? It's the solution to all of the problems that people have that play games but don't play on home consoles. So that's Amico in a nutshell. Troy, I can't comment long, but wanted to say hi to Ty. Yo, Troy, I think it's cool bringing out Amico in April. Thank you. Had a question, but my mind is blank. All right, then.
That's awesome. Maybe you come on back.
Let me know.
I wanted to make sure we got Troy's comment in there. I wanted to comment because this is touching on something that's you see a lot on like the speedrunning community where they don't like touching the new games because they just literally take several hours to complete, right? If you're going to do a speed run of a game, you have to dedicate 8, 9, 10 hours. And so they go back to like the older games, the simpler games. Like, do you see that the Amico could be something really huge in the speedrunning community?
I do. And we have some tricks up our sleeves. I mean, I think in, I think with, just with, streaming alone, again, imagine families being able to stream and getting them into Twitch and kind of more simple, games that people can stream and play. And again, a lot of multiplayer stuff. Right. And so, we really do,
it'd be great for party games.
That's right. Carl Ward has a great question. He says, I have a question for Tommy. You need to be tackling consumer awareness. And when will that begin? People I talk still have no idea your product is going to launch or even exists. So that's a great, there it is. That's a great question. So here's the thing is the product isn't coming out till April, right? So, there's no reason for us to spend any advertising dollars at all right now for the target audience that we're going to be reaching. There's zero reason for us to spend money for something that's 7 months out, right? So our big, huge marketing push, and we have amazing YouTubers lined up. I'm talking people with 10 million or more subscribers.
Oh my goodness.
And there's, dozens of them, right? Major television shows, like for example, the AARP magazine, which is 40 million people in America, and it's for like people kind of 50 and over, mostly like retired folks and things like that. Like we have a big feature coming out, a feature on me in the December issue. So really our stuff really will start like at the end of March, you know, like, because we don't want to start advertising if there's not something that people can, that, oh, wow, we can get it next week or whatever.
Yeah.
So all of the things I'm doing now, you know, speaking to the Canuckleheads and all of the, interviews like this that I'm doing. And I don't care how big or small a channel is. I like talking to people who are like-minded and who love video games, especially fellow Canadians, because we're creating content that down the road people can watch. This is going to live on for years and years, right?
Absolutely.
And also just to add to what you're saying as well, is like here we are, both Chrome and I, a couple of Canuckleheads living up here in Canada, and we heard about your about your product, and we're generally excited to have you on the show to talk about it. So how does that add in immediately into your already non-campaign, which is absolutely fantastic?
And I'm like chomping at the bit to get my hands
exactly.
on it.
So am I, because the thing is, this is so nostalgic for me. It's absolutely fantastic. Plus, on top of that, I've been complaining about the video game industry for at least 5 to 7 years, telling kids, stop buying loadable content, like basic virtual content. Go out there, get the physical stuff, because it helps with everything across the board. And then all of a sudden, one day, there's your system.
Well, and Mr. Hop,
all my boxes, like, oh my god.
And Mr. Hop falls into the category of what you're looking for, like the new games and stuff. Mr. Hop doesn't like that stuff.
No,
he likes the
Mortal
old school.
Kombat, that's about it.
He likes the simple stuff. Big Doomer is asking, let's get the Canadian retail price.
Well, it's gonna be $10,000.
Yeah, so we announced we announced our partners in Canada. We're going to be in Walmart. We're going to be in GameStop. We're going to be Amazon, Best Buy, and EB Games. So
Very
all
cool.
of those, yeah. So that's actually is EB Games is GameStop in Canada, right?
Yeah, it's kind of either.
Is there GameStops in Canada as well?
Yeah, there's GameStops now, and they used to
that's
be
what
EB
I thought.
Games.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So all of those will be, and they're working all of that stuff out now.
Beautiful.
Obviously with that and the Canadian exchange, it's like, oh, it sucks, right? You know.
But you know what? It definitely be worth the price, because again, there need to be an alternative video game platform to come out to support exactly everything I've been talking about and what you've been broadcasting about. Like, just perfect.
And to be clear too, like my two biggest important things for our customers, consumers, is trust and value. Those are the two most important things, and I tell that to everybody in our company on a weekly basis. Trust and value. Never do anything for the money or for the margin. You know, if you can create trust and value, then you know what, the success and all that stuff comes later, right? But let's create trust and value, and that is so important, to us. So, in talking about the value proposition, think about, so the Nintendo Wii came out 15 years ago, and it was $249. It came with one, controller set, and it came with one game, Wii Sports, which, as good as it was, let's be honest, it was just 4 tech demos, right? It wasn't even full, you couldn't bowl 10, frames of bowling, right? It was 3 frames, right? Yeah. So that was 15 years ago, and I'm speaking in US dollars now. It was $249, one controller, one tech demo. Our machine, which is going for those same style, that same kind of overflow crowd of casual gamers, because the at the time the Wii was the number 3 selling home console of all time, 102 million units sold, my mom being one of them. Ours is going to be the same exact price.
Oh, wow.
As the Wii was 15 years ago. And you get 2 full controllers, which, by the way, color touchscreen, speaker, microphone, wireless.
It's wireless. That's amazing.
It's wireless charging, contact charging, force feedback, capacitive touch screen, LED lightings, 4 buttons all over the place.
But does it make toast?
It can make toast.
Amazing.
It's digital toast, though.
I want 6 of them just for the sake of having 6 of them, Crumb.
But also gyroscope, accelerometer, and you can see the touchscreen and the capacitive touchscreen, how good it is. 64 position disc, which also, if you push on it harder, you can see the bars going up. So there's sensitivity on the moving, rotating disc as well.
And it comes with a safety strap, so it doesn't fall off.
Safety strap, gyroscope, and an accelerometer. It's got a gyroscope and accelerometer like the Weeks are. So you get 2 of these, which are amazing technical things. They're basically mini cell phones without the 5G or 4G. But so we have all that. Plus 6 full games that come with the system out of the box. So there's your valve. And if you want it, but wait, there's more.
Oh my goodness. Tell us more, Tommy. What else is coming with?
And like I said, you want a free controller, just bring, and again, they work great for the party games, card games, board games, puzzle games, all that stuff. Free of charge. Just download the free app and hook up to 8.
Awesome.
Connect 8 if you want. And remember, all the games $9.99 or less, and all of them are super high quality stuff.
What's
incredible?
How much? What are the games again, Tommy?
$9.99 or less US.
There you go. $9.99 or less. So you're going to tell me on our broadcast here that your video games are not going to be above $100.
Not above $100. And not unless you buy 10 of them.
Oh my goodness gracious! I got to buy 10 to meet the $100 mark.
That's right. That's right.
I think I could do that.
Yeah, we're also doing physical media as well. You'll also be able to buy physical collector's edition.
Tell us more.
Now the collectors, the physical media collector's editions, which you'll sell in the stores or directly through our website, those will be around the $19.99 range. So $19 again for physical media, right?
Wow.
And it's going to have special stuff inside everything as well too. And there's different types of physical media also. It's not just one type. We're doing different types of things as well. So with that, we're going to be making an announcement and video on that probably by the end of the year.
That's so exciting. And so I'm seeing that there's going to be a GameStop exclusive. It's going to
be. We have. You can go on GameStop right now and pre-order. We have a Galaxy Purple edition. So there's 5 different editions of at launch of Amico. Amico is the Italian word for friend, by the way.
Yeah.
So the standard models, the 249, those are white, and if you can see above me right there, that's the black. So we have a glacier white, awesome. And that one is called graphite black. Those are the base models. But if you're into vintage wood grain, like a lot of the OG Intellivision fans are,
yes, we are.
You can do. We have a wood grain and gold version, and so all of our special edition ones, those are $279 because they're more expensive for us to manufacture.
It's made from real wood.
Vintage wood grain, the Galaxy Purple, which is a timed exclusive with GameStop right now. And then the third special edition is GTO Red. So it's like it's modeled after a Ferrari.
I like that. I like that.
Another Canadian's joining us, Christian Martin, C-Mart as he's called. He's out of British BC, but awesome. He has the greatest old school Intellivision collection on the planet.
That's great.
It's crazy.
Oh.
So it's great to see some of our Intellivision fans.
Absolutely.
Big Intellivision fans in there. Hey, there's Original Next Level Gaming. I'm assuming that's Michael Mullis. Great channel, by the way. Original Next Level Gaming. Thanks for joining us, Mike, my brother.
What do you have to say here?
Francois, another Canadian. We're just knocking them out.
Let's go.
We know all these people that you're talking about. Every single last one. Because as Canadians, we have to know who's
That's right. That's right.
So what we have here.
Christian says, Tommy, when are you going to announce the Canadian special edition? We think by the end of the year. If not,
what does the Canadian special edition consist of, Tommy?
Well, the colors, like where can Christian buy the purple one in Canada?
I got you.
Can he get the red one at
GameStop or whatever, Best Buy, Walmart?
Right.
Yeah, I got you. Gotcha.
Everybody Loves Gav has a question. One of our channel OGs. Music question for Tommy.
Yes.
When composing, what instrument do you find yourself the most inspirational? And
Piano.
also, do you find you write using riffs or primarily chords and build up from there? What's your favorite mode?
Yeah. So if so, that's a great question. If I'm writing orchestral music or electronic music or just any regular music, I usually write on the piano. And a lot of times the way I write is I'll play a game, or if whatever, I'm just writing a song. Yeah. I just wait till I'll play the game and wait till something pops into my head. And if it's a good idea, I'm humming it in my head, and then I run over to my piano and figure it out. So I guess that's probably morely like riff based initially. But then once I have the riff, then when you want to start to talk about and let's say that's the main melody. And then if you want to go into a bridge section, or, you have a chorus and a different sections of the song, then I might start exploring where the chords can go and this and that. But when I'm writing for guitar, when I'm writing like a rock tune, I'll typically write that on guitar first. So yeah, it depends on the style of music, but mostly piano.
Yeah,
that's so awesome. I know some other individual that's really talented on the piano. We actually had him as a guest at Kitchener Comic Con.
Who was that?
That was a Vic Mignogna.
That was a Vic Mignogna.
We had him,
wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. He was a very talented individual. But you also know one of our other friends, friends of the show, Mr. Doug Tenaple.
Yeah, Doug's hung out with you guys.
Doug has hung out with us. Yeah, he's a good friend of ours.
Yep.
And I understand that you worked on the Earthworm Jim video game.
We did. I did Earthworm Jim 1 and Earthworm Jim 2. There was 10 of us in a room together, Doug included, Mike Dietz, incredible art animator, art director, Ed Schofield, incredible art director, incredible animator, Nick Broody, incredible all-around artist and art director, David Perry, absolute genius. Now, all the things those names I just mentioned: Ed, Mike, Nick, David Perry, Joey Curris, another guy who works for me. All 5 of those people and me, that's 6. They all work for Intellivision right now.
That's awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah, and Ed and Mike are full-time employees, and they're my art directors on the project. So on the whole thing. And so, of course, I ended up getting the Earthworm Jim license, which the original team has been trying to get for over 25 years. And I finally got it. And so we got the whole team back together, and we're making the next Earthworm Jim, which the working title right now is Earthworm Jim 4. because we never did the 3. Our group never did 3,
right?
And we wanted to actually, and we might still do this. We were thinking like maybe we should just call it 3, so that everyone can get that crappy game out of their mind, like as if it never existed. Like maybe we should just
or come back to it after 4,
or just call it like Earthworm Jim 3 for real this time. Like
Earthworm Jim 3, the 4th one.
Yeah, that's another good one. That's like some British humor there. Yeah, that's like my favorite author. One of my favorite authors for comedy and fiction is Douglas Adams. If you've ever read The Hitcher,
I love Douglas Adams.
Yes, The Hitcher. Yeah,
that's something that Douglas Adams would say, right? That he would write. Yeah, because what was it? It was the 4th book of the trilogy.
Yes.
And don't forget to bring your towel, for goodness sakes.
That's right, number 42.
Oh my goodness.
Zaphod Beeblebrox knows. If you'd like, I could recite some Vogon poetry for you. Maybe we could. Oh, Freddled Gruntbugly, thy murkturations are to thee, as foonting globber watchets on a lurgid bee. Group, I implore thee, my foonting turling dromes. I mean, I could go on. But,
well, this is the Tommy Show. Thank you very much.
Oh my goodness!
How many people that can quote Vogon poetry verbatim? That's a special thing. It's a special talent.
Jesus, yes,
that is incredible. I love it. Now, I'm a big fan of Douglas Adams. Big fan of Terry Pratchett.
I met him.
Oh my gosh!
And how is he?
I interviewed him. Of course, he passed away about 10 years ago now, or if no longer, geez, it's been 15 years.
Yeah.
But I met him. I had him on the show, Electric Playground, and interviewed him there. In fact, you could go on YouTube and find the full uncut interview. And what's amazing about it, and I didn't know this beforehand, so I brought my leather bound edition, and it had all 5 books because he had just finished Mostly Harmless, the 5th book in the trilogy, and he did this great, beautiful. It had just come out, this beautiful leather bound edition. So I brought it with me because I wanted to get him to sign it. And so we do the interview, and we start. And he could tell I was a big fan because during the interview, I was using a lot of quotes from the book. I'm like, we're here with Douglas Adams. I mean, this guy is so cool. You can keep a side of beef in him, and so that was how they explained Zaphod Beeblebrox at one point. But so I was laying and he was smiling. He had a big smile, grin on his face the whole time. And then we recited Vogon poetry together during the interview.
Oh my God. That's awesome.
But the amazing thing was, so at the end of it, and I have this all on film, it's so great. At the end, I have my book. I bring my book. I go, Mr. Adams. I said, please, could you do me the honor of signing this? And to Tommy, and he made a little, the planet sticking his tongue out. Did a little drawing for me. Dated, signed it. I forget what it's. I think it says like, "Don't forget your towel" or something. And and he but this is the great part. He goes before he signs it. He goes, "I'm going to sign it, but only under one condition." And I said, anything, sure. What's that? He reaches in his briefcase. And again, I have this on film because no one would ever believe it anyway, but he reaches at his briefcase. He pulls out 2 of my albums, my CDs.
My God.
And he says, only if you'll sign my albums for me. And I was just blown away. Like I didn't know, like the guy was a big video game fan and a video game music fan, and he had bought my first album, and I think he had the MDK soundtrack as well, because he was a big PC player. And there you go. I mean, just talk about mind blowing. Let's just say I was walking on clouds for the rest of that day, and still do 20 years later. It was about 20 years ago. Still do 20 years later. When I think about it, I get goosebumps and tears in my eyes.
That's amazing.
Wow.
OEB Pete is in the house. Yet another Canadian. I think the Canadians are
we're
getting them.
I think they're outnumbering the Americans right now. I don't know.
How odd that, eh?
There it is.
All right, what we got here from OP?
It smells like Canada in here.
What's that smell like? Poutine?
Delicious. That's what it smells
maple
like.
syrup. It smells like
there
maple
we go.
syrup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Bacon,
it is
maple syrup.
incredible. It's like, Tommy, you are such a talent. Like, honestly, I've seen you perform live music.
Thank you.
Wise, and
cool. Yeah, at the Kitchener show. Yeah.
Yeah, it was wild. It was such a great performance, and I know
you have
people.
Fun? Like,
I had blast.
Because the thing is, when I do those shows, like, I don't want to just be like, oh, it's a boring orchestra on stage and everyone's in tuxedos and everybody's got to be quiet and the lights are up. I'm like the anti that. I'm like, okay, it's so funny because I have a rule in my rider. It says no one can wear a tie, or the orchestra can't wear tuxedos, and we just do rock and roll, and I try to put comedy in there, but I appreciate you supporting the show. It's great.
Yeah. No, it was great. I mean, like, some of the stuff that you have in there is just, it's so iconic. Like, you have someone come up and play like a video game like Donkey Kong or whatever, and the orchestra plays the Space Invaders. They come and play the song that they're doing it like in real time. Like, it's such a talent.
The orchestra is changing the music on the fly in real time. Yeah, it's really cool. And but it's interesting. I learned so many things from touring Video Games Live. We're going into our 20th year. I mean, we're shut down for the rest of this year because of COVID, but we start up again actually on January 2nd in Salt Lake City with the Utah Symphony. But hopefully the crap will be, all this zombie apocalypse will be done by then.
Fingers crossed.
I can hope.
But the thing is that, when you look at, and now you've both been to Video Games Live shows.
Yes.
What you'll notice is part of the reason I created Video Games Live is I wanted to prove to the world how culturally significant and artistic video games have become, but also I wanted to help usher in a whole new generation of people to appreciate video games. So again, the goal is, let's bring families together to come out and see, because you think about, well, what kind of shows can you take a grandfather, a grandson, the parents, neighborhood friends, no matter what your age is, how many concerts can you go to where everyone, no matter what your age is, can appreciate the show and the music and stuff? And there's not a lot out there, right?
There's not many.
Especially for young kids. Like, it's like, oh, we got to go see that, Barney show or whatever. And the parents are like, want to put a bullet in their heads, right?
Exactly.
So my whole goal with Video Games Live was to bring people together to appreciate video games. So now imagine, that all those things I learned from a marketing standpoint and all the creativity and stuff that went into that, passion that went into it. That's what Intellivision is. It's we want to bring people back together to play video games, no matter what your skill level, and everybody on the same level playing field.
Yeah. Oh my goodness! And that's something that we share in common, I think. The whole vision that you have for Intellivision and Video Games Live, like Mr. Hop and I, that's our vision for what we do with Kitchener Comic Con. We try to make it affordable.
To a T. No, that's affordable, acceptable to everyone.
Do you guys run the Comic Con?
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Oh, wow.
As a matter of fact, one of our premates is that we actually try to generate opportunities for individuals to come into our events, such as basically through crafts, through costume design, through coloring contests, through drawing contests.
Great.
Plus, on top of that, just like yourself, we're just not into that sweet 25 male demographic. We're into all of the demos, such as families, singles.
Like, just as an example of what we wanted to do last year, because we had one of our biggest name guests we've ever had in Vic Mignogna, really huge voice actor, really lovely individual.
Yes.
And he was our headline guest for the event. And we're like, what, this would be a really good thing, like a really a memorable thing if we had people of like any skill for cosplay come in and be a guest, right? So we opened up the guesting to anyone. We had a bunch of like first-time cosplayers, like first-time guests for a convention, headlining with Vic Mignogna. and get their name out there and get them at the convention experience.
Heavily associated. Yeah.
Well, we'll have to arrange it where I can fly out, and I'll bring Jason Page with me, who's the original singer of Pokemon Gotta Catch 'Em All theme song, and then me and him will perform Gotta Catch 'Em All on stage together. Me on guitar and him singing.
I think
that's gonna be goosebumps.
I think us catching up would be absolutely fantastic and wonderful, because one of the few things we're trying to generate at Kitchener Comic-Con is moments that are genuine and people could actually hold on to for a lifetime, and that's exactly what we generated this year's event.
And it's something that we've done and we've built up for several years now. Like we don't charge an admission fee. There is no fee to come in. Yeah,
there's no door fee.
Cool.
The only thing we ask the only thing we ask people to do, if they can, is buy a VIP pass for $20. You get a bunch of cool merch with that. At the same time, you get special seating, you get special allowances and lines and stuff like that. Plus, on top of it, you get discounts at certain vendors. Plus, on top of it, when the show is over, you get special discounts at independent retailers as well. And the thing is, we like to have something that doesn't resonate immediately at the event. There's basically a short-term, mid-term, and a long-term return on people's very small investments. This is one of the few things we're trying to get back to our community. So when the event is over, there's still there's still
lots of positivity, lots of resonance with that.
Now, did you guys have to postpone this year?
No,
we just barely snuck under it.
Oh, were you like in February, March or something?
We are the #1 comic book convention throughout Southern Ontario for 2020.
Because we're
there you go.
Exactly.
That's because Fan Expo is usually like around now, right? So
exactly.
Yeah. They're done. AN had to fold this year. Every other major convention in Southern Ontario had to fold this year, and here we are sitting there going, "Yep." We had
there you go, the biggest Comic-Con across all Canada in 2020.
Exactly.
Yeah, we kicked off and closed the convention season
because we're just that damn good.
That's funny.
Yeah, and we have
I'm glad that you were able to make that happen.
Well, I'm happy too, because we have a lot of initiatives that we do. Like we had a team member that we lost a couple years ago, who was very big into the cosplay, very big in the community, and we were really hurt by that loss, because like he ended up taking his own life, unfortunately.
Oh.
He's the happiest individual. You would never have known that there was anything wrong, but it just came out of nowhere. So it really rocked our team a couple years ago, and we tried to find ways to give back. And so one of the initiatives that we started a couple years ago and carried on, and it's kind of caught on and got steam now, is the Next Top Cosplayer competition, which is our version of a masquerade or costume competition, where we give any cosplayers of any skill the opportunity. You don't have to have competed in competitions before or things like that to join. You can just pay a small entry fee, or if you get a VIP pass, you get your entry for free, and you can compete. And the winner, the top prize, is to get to be the cover cosplayer. So basically, we make comic book covers for our posters, and like kind of thing for our promotional for a promotional guide and all that stuff. And so we take the winner of the Next Top Cosplayer, and they get to be the cover cosplayer for the next year's Kitchener Comic-Con. Cool. And so
where can people go for a website for this thing? Where
it's really simple. It's KitchenerComicCon.com.
Yeah.
KitchenerComicCon.com. And for those Kitchener's spelled, maybe you can put a link in
put it in the chat here.
Yeah, put it in the chat.
Put that in the chat, Crumb.
And the nice part about it, because I know that there's a top prize, so that's the top prize along with the cash. So they win 80% of the pool of what we raise for the entry fee, and then the remaining amount we don't keep. We actually donate to the Canadian Mental Health Association.
Wow,
on behalf of our fallen team member Lee. So
cool. I'm on there now. Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool, guy. Great job, guys. Man, that's great. There's Vic.
Yeah, there's Vic in a Star Trekian uniform.
So, like, what you're saying with the Intellivision and your initiatives, like, honestly, it resonates really strongly with us. We love supporting that because that's stuff that we stand for as well.
Yep. Great. Very cool. Awesome. Any questions from the chat, or and who's got questions?
Throw them out. Tommy, wait a second, Tommy. We're one of the best chats of all the YouTubes. They only come to our show because they're helping us a wall against the Ricadas, and the Ricadas will pay for the wall. Digital walls, one brick at a time, at one broadcast at a time.
There you go.
Yeah, so if people have any questions in the chat, it is open. Go for it. We'll get you going here if there's anybody else.
So Randy has a great question. Do you think a person that can that only has one hand could play with the new controller? Yeah, there's definitely a lot of games. Because we have a lot of like even our packing games like Cornhole or Farkle is another one where you kind of shake the dice and throw it up on screen. And then you could hold it and then just, touch the things with your thumb. So not all the games, but there's definitely there's definitely a good handful, especially the the dice games, board games. There's other games where you touch a screen or touch a button and record your voice and things. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that you'd be able to play for sure.
So Tommy, quick question for you. How'd you come up with this idea?
I mean, I grew up loving Intellivision. That was, when I think of my childhood and video games, I think of Intellivision, even though I had, a system before that, but Intellivision was the family machine. We all came together. Again, I get emotional thinking about it. And after my mom was playing the Wii, and I'm like, what? Wow, this is amazing. And then no one ever followed up with that, right? So it's like I can't play games with my mom and dad anymore. There's nothing out there. And again, everything's so now too, right? So and they couldn't pick up a PlayStation 4 Switch controller anyway, but even like on mobile, all the mobile games are also, it's solitary. So even though they're simple, with the exception of like Jackbox, right? But and so that was really, kind of stemmed from wanting to be able to play games with my mom, dad, and family and friends who don't play video, because I'm so passionate about games. And I would even like my wife, who's younger than me, she's 30, she's 34. She grew up, she was kind of part of the Pokemon generation, right? Just on the, like a higher end of the millennial generation. And she loves Pokemon, and she grew up with Zelda and stuff. But like even all the games like on the Switch, and like she doesn't like them. She doesn't like games like I'm like, let's play Overcooked. That's like a casual game on the Switch, couch co-op. And she sits down. It was funny. She sits down and she's looking at the game. She's like, so wait a second, I gotta cook and clean. I gotta cook and clean dishes. I'm like, I don't like to do that in real life. Why the hell would I want to do it? I'm like, that's a good point.
$100 for this game.
And then the other thing she said is like, because it has like a 2-minute countdown timer or whatever. And so it's always fantastic. Like, you're always rushing. You're always panic mode. And she's like, she's like, I want to like unplug. I don't want to be like pressured and under pressure and oh my God. It's like, and you can understand why, like a lot of females love games like Candy Crush or Angry Bird. It's just kind of like casual. You can kind of like unplug a little bit and not after. Whereas boys like to compete. Oh, we got to destroy stuff. And where women are like, oh, we want to like, we want to think about stuff, and we want to, more. We want to create. We don't want to destroy.
Exactly.
Francois, he's got his Running Man hat on. I love it. He's got the Running Man, the Intellivision hat on his picture, which is great.
What does Francois have to say here?
Francois, you're screwed. There won't be a. No, I love Francois. There would definitely won't ever be a Pokemon game on Intellivision. No, only because Nintendo would never. I'd love to, but Nintendo would never.
Exactly,
would never allow it, unfortunately. But the great thing about Francois and his channel is funny. And I haven't seen a video from him in a while though. But what he does is
get on that, yo.
You gotta get on. But what he does is he takes out his phone at just like the strangest or most I don't want to say strange, but the most interesting places. He'll be like at a bar. I think one time he was at a strip bar, in fact, a strip joint, or as they call them, what do they call them in Canada? What do they call
Rippers?
them?
Yeah.
Rippers.
That's
There was definitely some like, scantily clad women behind him, or he'll be like at a park, or he'll be like outside at midnight, outside a store or something. He's always got these super interesting places, and he just talks about why he's excited about Amico. And but I haven't seen one in a while, Francois. We gotta that should be your shtick, your jam, is to like just go like the most interesting, strange places that no one would typically ever make a video from. That's what you should do. And he's in, I believe he's in the Montreal area. So there's so many interesting things.
So many.
It'd be like you guys going down to like the canal.
Yeah.
Right.
do one from the Welland Canal.
Oh my goodness.
What do we got here?
Erlu is asking anything you could say about the upcoming hockey game.
It's going to be. I mean, again, with so many Canadians, how could I not talk about hockey?
Exactly.
It's going to be based very much around the original. Oh. We love the original so much. And so again, you got, there were 3 skaters and a goalie.
Yes.
So it was, and it was simple: pass, shoot, and trip. And we're going to keep it simple. We're going to keep it arcadey. But we'll add in tournament modes. Hopefully we'll get the teams from the NHL. We're talking to them. We're talking to them now. Cool. We got Major League Baseball.
Excellent.
Tom asked.
Yeah, what's Tom got here?
It was a cartridge-based system like the original. So I have to be careful how I answer this because I can't give away the surprise. But let's just say it's not. Let's just say if you appreciate cartridges, you'll probably like what we're going to be doing with our physical media. That I'll leave it at that.
Oh, I'm excited now.
That's a Canucklehead exclusive. There we
go.
And Walter's asking, any chance you're going to get the Ghostbusters license? The controller could be a PKE reader.
Ooh, I like that. That's a good idea.
My goodness, that would just hit me right in the nostalgia feels, for goodness sakes.
Especially
the Ghostbusters movie that's coming out. Have you heard of it?
Yeah. So Ghostbusters is owned by Sony.
Yeah.
And we were at Sony like Pictures, and we were on their lot and talking to them about a number of different things. They actually own Qbert. They own Wheel of Fortune.
Okay.
They own a lot of great TV shows, TV properties, old school arcade properties, and movie properties. So we were talking to them about a bunch of stuff. Nothing's in the works. We're still, in the back and forth stage, but I could definitely see that happening. And it's so 80s too, right? It's
exactly.
Like it works perfect.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
And Walter, with another question: will we see an Army Men style RTS game?
Oh, a little 3DO action in there, huh? I worked on a couple of the Army Men games, I think did I work on Army Men on 3DO? I forget what platforms I worked on it. Might have been PlayStation 1 as well. But anyway, those are great games. We haven't reached out or talked about that at all, but I think that'd be a good idea. Yeah.
Awesome.
And Brian is asking a question I'd like to know the answer to. You heard the wood grain issue was limited edition. Will it ever become available for purchase?
It's already. So we did a special limited edition called our Founders Edition, and we only did 2,600 of those, but those were special, and those were $299 because we only did 2,600 to poke funds at our friend at Atari. But every single console is hand numbered and signed by me. So 1 out of 2,600, 2, 2,600, and I hand number them all. And it comes with a $50 game shop card, so you can buy game, and it comes with a lenticular poster signed by the entire team that worked on Amico. So
and how much was it again?
That was $299. And
$299. So
yeah,
let's round it up.
Right.
$300. You get a signature from you, numbered, poster, signed. Tommy.
Soundtrack albums.
I got a question. Are
physical
you sure?
and digital soundtrack albums.
Wait a second. I have an important question. Are you sure
a pin?
You don't live in the North Pole, because you're certainly sounding a lot like Santa Claus, for God's sake.
Right.
Like,
Thank you. Yes.
Just keep giving and giving. Like, oh my.
But wait,
goodness.
there's good news though. There's good news.
More.
There's good news, but wait, there's more. So
Awesome.
that 2,600, those 2,600 sold out in under about 5 hours.
Oh,
That's it.
In fact, Christian Martin, I think, has 7 of them.
Christian, come in your house, getting one.
About 7. But here's the good news.
All right,
we're currently, so those were limited, gone forever.
Yeah.
But the wood grain, the vintage wood grain, we're running a VIP special right now.
Oh my
where
God! My full attention.
It's because the normal price is going to be $279, but we're including a signed lenticular Running Man card, which I'm signing, and a couple of soundtrack albums, and a $25 gift card as well for the Amico store. For again, $25, you can get 3 games with that. And if you want to order that
for $25 these days, let alone 3
right?
of them?
And here's the thing: all you have to do, because we're in COVID and stuff, right? And all you have to do to secure one is you put $100 down, but it's 100% refundable at any time.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Now, if you're interested, just go to fig.co. That's one of our investment websites, but we're also running the special there. If you go to fig.co, you'll see Amico. You'll see that wood grain, $279. Throw $100 down, and it can be refunded. If you change your mind tomorrow, you get your money back tomorrow. And we're going to be stopping that probably over the next month, I think, 4 to 6 weeks. So that won't be around forever.
Tommy, I got a severe problem.
Okay.
You're taking all my money.
No.
And I like giving it to you. This is absolutely fantastic on every optic moving forward. And after this broadcast, I'm going to give Crumb $100 and we're going to get one of these.
Yeah, it's not, the system isn't for everyone. A lot of hard.
What do you mean it's not for everyone? It's wood grained. It is.
I know, but some. I mean, I think it's for everybody, but some people hate these kind of.
Why?
Hate the kind of. Oh, they're into like hardcore PC or super, like graphics is a lot and to them, and they look at PlayStation 5 or what's coming with the Series X, and they're like, oh, these look like mobile games or whatever. They don't look as realistic. So
it's physical content. Like, my gosh.
Yeah.
Let's keep buying air in a jar. They get rid of the jar to sell the air for $100. Why not?
Lance Jennings has a great question. For those of us who missed out on the Founders Edition, will the lenticular poster be available for purchase? Yes, absolutely. But that'll be after launch. And by the way, when's the Founders Edition's coming? Are you ready for this date?
All right.
April 3rd. So the date is 4/3/2/1 launch.
I love it.
That is awesome. My goodness gracious. All right, who do we got next here?
Okay. Any Street Fighter games, possibly?
No, we don't have Street Fighter yet. But I mean, we could see some fighter games. I got to be careful, because like I said, I really want this to be family and like shooting tanks and like there's definitely like rules about what's considered cartoon violence and what's not. So if you don't see people like dying or exploding and blood and all. Like that's what constant. But like tanks or planes, kind of like blowing up. That's kind of fine. You know, it's like Warner Brothers cartoons, right?
Yeah.
And the other rule is if you hit somebody or shoot somebody, if they just blink and like Castlevania and Contra, like those games are rated E or E+10, right?
Mhm.
So as long as they like blink and go away, there's no problem. When you get into fighting games, especially like Street Fighter, I just want to be responsible, like, because like in a Street Fighter, and we're going to have a lot of young kids playing this, where you're punching and you're kicking. And as you know, like young kids like to imitate what they're playing and what they're seeing. And I would just hate to hear a story that like, you know, some 5-year-old kid was playing a certain fighting game and they were starting to punch their little sister or something. Like that'd keep me up at night. But whereas like a tank game, it's not like they can get into a tank and really, you know, they can go boom, they can use your imagination. But when you talk about like physical, you know, hitting and kicking, that's when it's like, it's really hard for me to justify that. But so we don't have any games like that currently, but maybe something like a Clay Fighter, you know, something where
that'd be amazing,
awesome.
or even Lego
You know?
Fighter. You know, basically just chop it up.
Like, if you've ever played Clay Fighter, that was an amazing series.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah,
I loved that one.
that'd be
Oh my
great.
goodness.
And also getting back to your tank game stuff, back when I was young, when I was younger, basically playing tank games like that with my uncles was absolutely so much
Now,
fun.
did you have an Atari or an Intellivision or
I can't remember the system. I think it was Nintendo Vision, but I can't quite remember. I just remember being certain situations where you had to drive the tank in a maze. And of course, the bullets just bounced all over the place. Type. Like
so of bouncing bullets, that was probably Triple Action from Intellivision.
Yeah,
Here, let me show it.
Yeah, and on top of that, my uncles always got me on that English curve type of thing. It's like, oh my god! But of course, when you manage to sneak up behind them and just start blasting them, it's like, died.
Let me see. Let me see if this is the one. I mean, it could be Combat
for sure. Well, check that out. What is Tom?
But let me see.
Tom is saying he prefers the older games on the old consoles, easier to get into, in his opinion.
That's right.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yes, very much so.
Let me see. Tell me if this was. Wait, I'm looking for a link I can put in the. I'm looking for a link I could put, or actually, I should just do YouTube. Okay, yeah, here it is. Here, tell me if this is the game.
All right, Crumb, can you throw it up?
I'm gonna throw it. Okay, yeah. So there, I put it in the chat, or the StreamYard chat, right there.
Perfect. Let me just pull that up real quick.
By the way, how's the weather in your end of town, Tom?
It's perfect. I mean, I live in Orange County, California, where it's always perfect.
Lovely.
Last weekend on Saturday and Sunday, it was massively. It was.
Yes, this is the hellish game that I love so much.
Is that it? Yeah, you see the things bouncing around.
Yeah. Oh, that's it.
So we've retro reimagined this game. On television. It'll be available on launch too.
Oh my gosh! All right, I'm getting this thing. Yes, this is yes.
Now, have you seen the new one?
I have not.
Okay, so check this out. So that's the one you remember as a kid.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Younger. Yes.
Now I'm going to show you. Let me see. I'm going to show you. Hold on, I gotta find it.
Take your time.
There's Astro. Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. I had to queue up the start copy. All right, and then I'm going to throw this in the chat as well again. So this is the new one. There might be a person, our developer, talking at first. So, but we do show footage.
And I apologize to chat if I geek out.
Hey, Randy asks, how about Breakout? Boy, Randy, you're gonna love this too. We absolutely have Breakout. It's going to be available on launch, and it looks amazing.
All right, this does not look like a video game. What is this? Oh, there we go. Oh,
yeah.
Wow!
My goodness gracious! Look at that.
So it's all the and there's your bouncing.
Yeah.
And I even added a helicopter because I love the old arcade game Armor Battle. And
yeah.
And when that helicopter came in, it was just like terrifying.
And the funny thing is, I know exactly what you mean because I have those exact mental scars from back in the day. It's like, oh, look, it's a helicopter.
Right. So check this out. I need to show this to our buddy. Please put this one up here.
Absolutely.
And everyone can go to our just put in Intellivision in YouTube, and you see our channel. You'll see the blue running man. This is for Randy.
Okay.
Oh
my God!
So good.
No, my life is gone.
Now, the cool thing about this is, again, you can play multiplayer, co-op versus modes. But what happens is, you see how it's
I saw the curving. Yeah.
So what's happening is you're using the controller to control the paddle, but after you hit the ball, you can use the motion controls and curve it. Yeah, it's really cool.
Awesome. Like I'm really big in the squash and stuff like this. Yeah, just very cool.
And so the original Breakout, of course, was vertical. So it's going to kind of start out like that, but then it's going to like go into this mode, and you can shoot.
And it shoots. Yes.
Yeah, we have all sorts of like
it starts coming
ball
and destroy you. That's amazing.
It's like because again, I loved Arkanoid as well in the arcade. That was another big one.
Tommy, this is amazing.
And the cool part about this is it's almost a little bit like a 2D side scroller, a 2D shooter as well, because you're trying to you see in the top right corner, there's a countdown, 2 minutes and 36 seconds. So it's scrolling at you. So you're trying to hit out all of the, you're trying to hit out all of the bricks.
Yeah.
Because you have to get to the end. And so this video shows the whole first level. There you can see it being curved again.
Tommy, this is just absolutely amazing.
We're even working on there's the curve. We're even working on a demo that we're going to have in our Amico Club app. This level here for free.
What?
Yep.
Oh my goodness gracious!
Oh, it's so cool.
Games like this, I just played endlessly for hours and hours and hours. And the thing is that a lot of my friends enjoy the new games that come out. Like when I mean new games, like the games around the last 30+ years. But stuff like this is just where it all began, and it's so much fun. And the thing is, as I said before, there's no added pressure. You're just there to play for the sake of playing and enjoying yourself. And then, as you mentioned before, you can play between 6 to 8 controllers. All your friends can play at the same time here. Like, this is really evolutionary. And it has an English to it, like an English curve. My goodness gracious.
Fun stuff. But again, it's simple. Again, we're not trying to
with the music
with anyone.
So good.
Yeah.
Oh, and all the music is interactive as well, too.
It's so good. I love it.
Yeah. So when you hit the different things, it like matches the music and everything. So it's all, it's all adaptive music, real-time adaptive music.
And all this for $2.99.
$2.49.
$2.40. I'm sorry, I misspoke. $2.49.
That's so awesome. Like,
this is the end coming up here. There's like 40 seconds left, 38, 37 seconds. Can you do it? And it's all like you're going to be really, it's all always against the clock and stuff, but you'll see the goal coming up here. It's like, oh yeah, you got the bullets. You gotta
shoot all down.
There's the goal.
There
See the goal?
Oh my goodness gracious!
You have to get it in the goal. There it is. Boom, and then you break out.
Awesome.
oh, I love it.
That is so awesome. And these are the games that I was raised on when I was a kid. Just amazing. Absolutely.
Yeah. And we're going to have a lot of different levels too. It's not, a lot of different challenges and power-ups and things. So, yeah.
Yeah. We got to get you involved in next year's Comic-Con on some sort of level, because this is exactly the cross promotion and partnerships we're looking for our events. So
cool. How many people did you have last year or this year? Sorry.
This year,
I think we hit about 15 or 16,000.
Oh, that's great.
Give or take.
Congrats.
It really comes down to it as well. We are the largest comic book convention in the history of the region of Waterloo. So we've got it locked in.
It's like it's wild, because other event initiatives like ours have come and gone over the years, and Kitchener Waterloo, for a convention perspective, had been notorious for having this kind of like glass ceiling, right? Where most events would hit like 500 to 800, and that was about it. So like there's a lot of people that wanted to break into this region, because we have so much potential here for. Because we're compared to Toronto, I think we're probably about a third of the size, but we have a lot of access to a bunch of different communities, a bunch of different cities, minor cities, and so it was always kind of a thing that people tried to break through, but they could never quite figure it out. Like much like they couldn't find the English to put on the ball to get the right angle.
Yeah,
but, nice. I see what you did there.
But we spent several years with smaller events trying to kind of gauge things with the community, and it's more so that Kitchener Waterloo. It's not that the region is doesn't like conventions. It's that it's very much a trusting community, right? You need to gain the trust. You need to show that there's value. You need to show that you're giving back to the community, that you're not just going to take their money and run back to Toronto, or take their money and run back to Niagara Falls.
Invest it into the general community.
Exactly.
And so my mom was born in St. Catharines, Ontario, and my wife was born in St. Catharines, Ontario.
That's awesome.
And my dad is from Niagara Falls, but on the U.S. side.
Gotcha.
Very cool.
So yeah, we're all we got some Ontarians in this house right now.
They're
lovely. That's awesome. Well, no, it would honestly be an honor. It'd be amazing to have you at one of our events.
Let's figure it out. Yeah,
let's do it. Yeah,
we'll put all the connecting tissue together and just.
And it's always like a unique experience at Kitchener Comic Con. It's always a lot of fun. People.
I just like going to the conventions and just hanging with folks too. Like you meet. That's the greatest thing for me about conventions is you meet so many people that you end up becoming friends with for life, and it's just a great thing. And I love getting into the mix. I'm not one of these folks who like. I'm going back to the hotel room and I don't want to meet anyone, I'm the opposite of an introvert. Let's put it that way. Right. An extrovert. So I love going to conventions and just hanging out.
Well, and it's one of the unique things that we do, because we don't put people behind a paywall. We don't put people behind like a desk and just have them off in the corner. Right. Like we encourage our guests to be interactive, to get in the mix and mingle with people. We put them front and center, and so it's like we don't have like 1,000 guests. We usually just kind of stick to like 3 or 4, and we want to make it like a nice intimate little community for people to go and interact with people and see these cool people, see these cool celebrities, and get to know them on a personal level. And it's much more personal that way.
And also we also really, really showcase Canadian talents as well. So when all our American friends come, they go, "Oh, I heard about this person." It's like, "Yep," and we have this person here at our event. And people go, "That's amazing," because the thing is, at the same time, here we have individuals that just want to meet their fans, want to interact with their fans. At the same time, this is what we deliver at Kitchener Comic Con, and it's truly, honestly, a lot of fun.
Awesome.
The thing is that both Crumb and I, we work the shows best as we can, as much as we can, and the thing is that the community has given back to us by basically voting us the #1 event for both in the region.
Yeah, we won. We got #1 event in our local publication and #1 tourist attraction, as voted for by the readers. So it was that was a really nice treat.
Very impressive.
And the thing
Walter asks, Tommy, any chance you could go after the XFL license since The Rock purchased the football league? Did he really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, basically The Rock and a couple of buddies said, "Hey Vince, you know the XL thing?" He went, "Yes, we like to buy that." All right.
Wow.
And The Rock and his buddies bought it out. So it should be interesting.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that. I wasn't aware of that.
Oh, really?
That'd be super cool.
Yeah. Again, Dwayne Johnson's always hype to do.
Yes.
To basically shake hands.
He'd be a great spokesperson for the
goodness
Amico.
gracious. Have you seen his Black Adam pitches he got recently? Good stuff. Amazing.
Which one?
Basically, there's a movie coming out called Black Adam, which is part of the Shazam franchise. And the thing is that Dwayne Johnson is really hitting that ball home from the spokesman perspective.
So it's a movie based around Shazam?
Well, the thing is that there's a character in the Shazam mythos called Black Adam, who's sort of like an anti-hero / bad guy type of thing. And Dwayne Johnson
is Zachary Levi in it?
I think he might be. 100% sure yet.
I'll have to ask him. Zach's a buddy of mine, actually.
Yeah, really?
Awesome. I haven't. Yeah, I was a huge Chuck fan.
Well, the thing is that I really, really enjoy.
What's it called?
It's called Black Adam.
Black Adam.
And then type in The Rock behind.
Oh yeah. Zach Levi. Zach Levi thought he wouldn't be considered for Shazam because of Dwayne Johnson. So yeah, it looks like.
Yeah. And
okay.
And of
course,
course,
this is just announced 4 days ago.
Yep, something like that.
Shazam star Zach Levi is hoping that one day he'll meet Dwayne Johnson's Black Adam and they can yin and yang DC characters can throw down.
I really, really dug Shazam. I thought that was a
great
film. Just absolutely wonderful on all optics.
Cool.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. So again, Dwayne Johnson owns the NXFL. The thing is that I would highly recommend approaching him, perhaps.
Cool.
Maybe get a football game together.
Yeah, and it sounds like you're going to be very busy for the next little while here, Tommy. So
I think so.
Yeah, I'm very excited for what you're going to be able to bring with the Amico. That sounds like an absolute amazing project.
I don't buy systems too often. Crumb could bear witness to that, but we're done here. Crumb's gonna get $100 from me, and I'm gonna put that stuff down immediately.
Well, again, it's and it's 100% refundable. So if you need the money in a month because of COVID or whatever, or you just, that's all you do is you ask us for it back, and we give it to you back.
That is wonderful.
I am honestly, sincerely beside myself with everything that you're doing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
A lot of companies, entities, peoples don't do a core of the stuff that you've been doing. And it's here with the events that both Crumb and I run, we really come from that bolt of cloth, if you will. We're here to generate opportunities. We're here to generate positivity. We're here to move forward in a very positive manner of things. Plus, on top of that, our bottom line isn't financial. Our bottom line is to generally have fun.
Right.
Back to it. And the thing is that's what we're trying to do overall. Other companies roll into town, they try to make money hand over fist, and they go, why are we making any money? Because the people here, they instinctively know when they're being shammed out of their 20 or 80 or $60, whatever the case may be. We sort of think, hey, we're having a free event. If you can, please buy a VIP pass.
Yeah, we love giving back to the community and fans just as much as you guys love to bring families together and all that stuff as well. So I'm very, very happy to see everything about the Intellivision and the Amico coming together. Was there anything that we didn't touch on, Tommy, that you wanted to shout out?
I mean, we covered so much. It was great. And yeah, I mean, I would just have people go to intellivisionamico.com and sign up to our mailing list, and make sure to, like us on or subscribe on YouTube as well, because we put out new videos every couple days, or at least try to do it at least once a week. And then for me personally, Twitter, Facebook, come and join the craziness. And if anyone's interested at all about learning about my career or history, you can go to my website, Tallarico.com. I have a lot of funny pictures and videos up there, and all my music and all the video games I've ever worked on. And so check that out.
Excellent. I'm going to add those links to the description of the video here so people can find it easily as well. So final thoughts, Mr. Hop?
Yes, I think this is absolutely fantastic. I highly recommend this game system that's coming out. The games will be attached will be absolutely wonderful. Definitely worth the investment moving forward. Plus, on top of that, there seems to be a lot of positive stuff that really is attached to all of this, and I think that's one of the few things, one of the many things that I feel the video game industry is honestly missing. So go support, buy. This is where you start making your actual stand with things, because again, if you support good companies such as this, you're supporting positivity, and that's what it's really all about, isn't it?
And we're the underdog too, we really are. It's like, we're like Rocky Balboa up in this bitch. And we're so if nothing else, at least root for us to be successful,
Absolutely. Yeah. And Tommy, if you could stick around just briefly after we end here, that'd be awesome.
Okay.
We'll give our final goodbyes. And I wanted to thank the chat for showing up, and everyone else in there for the questions. Everyone. You guys have been absolutely amazing. And so this has so check out these websites. I have a few links in the description now. Go support the Amico. That is an absolutely amazing initiative. I think it's fantastic. People should go out and support it.
And for $300,
share it around. And honestly, if you can't afford it right now, like share the link around. Make sure this gets out to every corner of the multiverse so that people can.
Word of mouth is going to be our biggest selling thing, is people talking about it. Yeah.
Absolutely. And so thanks again, Tommy, and everybody else out there. Keep your stick on the ice. This has been Canuckleheads. So long, and thanks for all the fish.